If you're feeling stuck in your career and you're trying to figure out what is next, you've probably been told by somebody like me, maybe a good thing to do would be to journal about it. But what does that even mean? If you're totally new to journaling, this video is going to help you understand why it's a really powerful tool as you're trying to figure out the next step in your career. And I'm going to be giving you 3 creative exercises that you can start using today to get you going on your journaling journey to help you figure out what you want to do next in your career. So, what is journaling? You've probably come across this before, but I want you to know that there is no right or wrong way of doing it. So, yes, this video is about how to use journaling as a career change tool, but I'm just going to go through some exercises that you can use. There are so many different ways you can use this as a tool, and please know it doesn't need to be perfect. There isn't a way of getting this wrong. It's just a way of getting your thoughts, your feelings, your confusion, your frustrations out of your head so that you can process it in an easier way. It's a way of looking for patterns, seeing the things that are coming up time and time again for you so that you can really use it as data, as information that is useful for you as you're figuring out the next steps in your career. So, reason this is really helpful is because it slows you down. It gets you out of your head and it allows you to pick up on things that otherwise you might miss. Just day to day, you might not recognize that the thing in your day that is really bringing you down is the fact that your co-workers never speak to you and they always go off and they do their own thing. And that's really frustrating for you because actually you would like to spend more time with your co-workers. You may pick up on things like how your journey to work is the thing that is really getting you down, that actually it feels like a real waste of time. So then when you get to work, you've already started on the back foot. You're already not in a good place for starting your working day. As you go through and you pick up on these things, if you're doing journaling as a regular practice, you're going to start seeing these patterns and you're going to start being able to see the things that are working and aren't working in your career, which gives us clues as to what you might want to move towards or move away from in your next step. So before we move into the 3 journaling exercises that I'm going to be sharing with you today, I just want to quickly touch on the fact that there's some common mistakes that people fall into. And if you're listening to this video thinking, well, I tried journaling before and it didn't work for me, I wonder if you might have fallen into some of these traps. So it's really easy to just vent and just be really frustrated and just stay in that place of I'm feeling really stuck and I'm feeling really frustrated. That's helpful to get that out, but if you just stay in that place, that's not going to help you move forward. So there's a way, and I'm going to be getting into it with these exercises. There's a way that we want to move you out of the frustration and the venting to get you towards solutions. The other way is to stay really vague. If you're just staying vague in terms of what you want or what you're hoping for and what you're expecting, then again, that's going to keep you stuck. You're not fully feeling into what you really want and being specific about it. That's where a lot of the power of journaling can lie. And then the other thing is trying to just find all your answers in one sitting. Giving journaling a go one time, giving it 15 minutes to solve all your problems, it's unlikely that that's going to be the thing. What we want to do is we want to start doing this maybe 3 times a week and see what patterns start to come out of it. See what things start to rise to the surface after you've given it a go for a little bit of time. So we are now going to move into the 3 ways that you can start journaling today. So, the first way that you might want to try journaling as a way to help you figure out your next step in your career is to try writing a letter to yourself from you in 1 year's time. So imagine it is 1 year from now and you're in a job that you're really enjoying. Get really specific, get really clear on what is it you're feeling? What is it that you're doing in your day to day? What kind of tasks are you doing in your job? What is it you're really enjoying about your work? What is it that by the end of your day, how are you feeling? How do you feel on a Sunday evening before you're about to start your new working week? The more specific you can get, the more you can allow your imagination to go to that place of a year's time where you are happy in your work, the better. Because then that's going to help you to kind of jump over the fears that you're currently experiencing, the obstacles that you're currently facing that you can't see the solutions to. When you're currently feeling stuck, this is your opportunity to leapfrog over the obstacles and start seeing what your future reality could look like. And that's going to give you this motivation to start working on the how to make it happen. So, the second exercise that you might want to try is to track your energy. To track the things during your day that are draining your energy and the things that are giving you energy. So, you might want to set an alarm on your phone at the same time every day to remind you to do this. Or you might want to do it just on the fly, as you're realizing, as you're noticing that there's something in your day that you've really enjoyed or something in your day that has really not been great. You might want to just make a note of it on your phone, or you might have a notepad. Take a note of it. And after a week, after 2 weeks, depending on how many things you're noticing as they're coming up, just look out for those patterns. This is going to be really, really helpful if you're struggling right now to understand what it is you want from your job. Then this is going to be really helpful in terms of information of what are the things that are working for you and what are the things that aren't working for you. Because if I just ask you that question right now, you might go, well, I don't really know. But if after a week of doing this, you've got that data to look back on, that's going to be really valuable information when it comes to job searching. You're going to know the things that you want to be looking for and the things that you want to make sure definitely aren't there on a job description. So it's going to start creating for you a bit of a deal breaker list of what you're looking for in your next job role. And then exercise 3 is to try having a conversation with your biggest obstacle. If you've got a fear of making a career change, if there's something that is holding you back that you just can't move past, try having a conversation. Now, I know this feels strange, but if you're someone, for example, who's thinking, well, I've been to university to get a law degree and I've got to the end of it and I've put in so much time, so much energy, so much money, and now I've realized it's not for me. You might have fears around, how do I tell my family? How do I tell my peers? How do I communicate to the people that have invested in me that actually am wanting to make a career change? You might have all these fears swirling around your mind right now. So, a journaling exercise for you that could be really helpful is to have a conversation with those fears that you're experiencing. To ask those fears, literally pen and paper, ask those fears, what is it that you're trying to protect me from? What is it that you're worried about that might happen to me? And having that conversation back and forth, I know this might sound really strange because it is so conceptual, but trying to have that conversation where it allows you to understand why you're scared of that thing. And then you can move to a place of, well, how can I move past that? How can I problem solve that? Why am I scared of having that conversation with my family? Because actually, I know that they love me so much and they just want me to be happy. And maybe having that conversation will just help bring so much freedom that my relationship with them will be even better. And they will just be so happy to support me and cheerlead me towards going for the next thing. So, this tool can be really, really helpful if you're struggling with confidence or you just feel so stuck because it feels like there's something very tangible. It can feel very tangible of something that just feels impossible to move past. This can be a really powerful tool to help you bypass that because you're working with the fear, not just against it. So, in summary, depending on where you're at in making your career change, we've got 3 exercises there. So, you might want to write a letter from your future self if you're struggling with getting that motivation to actually make the changes that you want to make. You might want to use the energy tracking tool if you're struggling with figuring out what is it that I want and what is it I don't want in my next career move. And if you are just struggling with there's a fear, there's something going around your head that you just can't move past, then actually for you, maybe you want to be having a conversation with that belief, that fear, as a way of helping you move past it. So, if you're in that position where you're trying to figure out what is next for you in your career, stop this video, go and do one of those exercises because once you get started, it's going to unlock so much clarity for you. And it's going to really help you build up that momentum that you need to make the next step in your career. And once you've done it, come back and comment and let me know which of the exercises you chose and what you got out of doing it.